we will be discussing the values, principles, and tenets to one video lecture discussion. First, ano nga ba yung values ng a commitment to democratic processes and goals. Anong ibig sabihin yan? So, people must decide for themselves. Democratic siya in its essence. So, they must decide for what they truly want. So, as a social worker, you should not say or you should avoid saying na these are the things that you will do, ito yung dapat natin na gawin, ma'am, kasi sa tingin ko ito yung mas tama. You do not impose. Again, democratic siya. Let them do the things na sa tingin mo, yun naman yung way of achieving empowerment para sa kanila. Next is the right of a client community to self-determination. So, remember that communities choose their path, ha? So, meron tayong self-determination to that. And kapag merong resistance to change, tatanungin lang natin, what could possibly be the reason? I-identify natin yan. We have to acknowledge na merong mga tao na magre-resist talaga at hindi talaga lahat favorable, no? Doon sa tinatawag nating change. Now, if they choose na to participate, that remains a challenge for a social worker kung paano niya i-encourage itong mga taong to. So, yun nga yung beauty of working together with the community people. Paano natin sila mahihikayat, no? It is also a way of kapag hindi naman talaga nagpa-participate itong mga community people natin na to, syempre maaapektuhan yung dynamics, yung system, yung plano natin. Yun talaga yung pinaka-problema. It will remain a challenge for the social worker kapag ang mga tao ay walang self-determination, no? Believe on the capacity of people to change. Siyempre, community people are not just helpless at all. Meron silang problema, yes, magkakaiba sila ng problema. Itong taong to, yung taong yan, magkakaiba sila ng problema. But they are not helpless at all. You just have to build their capacity, no? Meron lang talaga tayong consciousness raising. We have to educate them. We have to guide them. Para naman sa ganun, ay meron na silang capacity para mag-change. They would be more willing for this idea of change. Next, the belief of innate dignity of the individual in the community. So, poverty does not erase one's worth. Naniniwala tayo dyan. Hindi porket mahirap ka, wala ka ng karapatan. Wala ka ng silbi. No? It does not make them less of a person. No? Being poor does not make any other people na ano, hindi talaga sila worthy. Hindi talaga sila deserving na makisali sa atin na kailangan wala silang pakialam. Ganon. It does not also mean that they are below of others. Okay? Nagets niyo yung idea na yan? No, meron pa rin talaga silang dignity. 'Di ba? What we always have is that we believe in the inherent worth and dignity of a person. Yan yung always nating sinasabi. Okay? Lastly, last value natin, number 5, the commitment to seek social justice. So, we are always driven to seek fairness. We are always aiming towards equality and social justice, towards fairness. Yan lang naman talaga yung always natin na ginagawa. So, do not forget the 5 values. First is yung democratic processes and goals. Meron tayong self-determination ng client. We also have this capacity of people to change. Naniniwala tayo na kaya talaga nilang magbago. They are not helpless at all. Number 4, meron silang dignity. And lastly, we are always seeking towards social justice. Again, tatandaan natin itong 5 to because I might be asking this one for our discussion sa sunod. Next, we will discuss the principles of community organization. Community organizing is a process and a method based on certain basic principles which serves as guidelines to sound or effective practice. So, ito lang naman, CO must promote self-reliance instead of dependence. Anong ibig sabihin yan? So, we must avoid the culture of dependence or even yung ayuda mentality na iniisip or sinasabi natin. Because this only causes dependence, no? It will make them think the idea of helping people that surrounds them uh, is the only way to survive, no? The idea na, sige, magbigay tayo kasi mahirap naman sila or kasi kawawa naman sila. Hindi. Kasi 'di ba ano yung always natin na sinasabi? Meron tayong bagong batas ngayon no? What we call the anti-mendicancy law. Are you familiar with that one? So, yun siya. Yung mga nakikita natin dyan ng mga badyaw, yung mga naglilimos-limos dyan, please refrain from giving them money. Ha? Huwag talaga. Because nag naano nade-develop yung ano natin, yung dependency nila sa atin na mabubuhay naman pala sila hindi magtrabaho, mabubuhay sila sa paglilimos. So, iiwasan natin 'yan. Next, employ evocative instead of provocative organizing methods. So, dapat we also have to encourage healthy dialogue, no, when it comes to talking with them. Hindi kailangan na yung pananalita natin sa kanila is authoritative, na pinapa-feel natin sa kanila na superior tayo, na mas may alam tayo, na dahil social worker tayo, mas marami tayong alam compared sa kanila. So, hindi ganun evocative instead of provocative organizing methods. Wag mo nang i-provoke itong mga taong to. So, as a social worker, we should let them decide of their own. Again, democratic siya. Again, dapat sa kanila magkagaling yung decision. And we do not have to impose what we want. Okay? Engage facilitation instead of manipulation. So, we only help them just to make them feel organize, no? Para mas makita nila na ito pala yung idea, no? Na paano maging organized ang isang community. It should not make them feel controlled. Hindi dapat kontrolado lang palagi. We do not have to manipulate them. Kasi meron tayong tinatawag na democracy, no? Democracy and participation cannot be realized when they are not in control of their own community. So, kahit na mag-i-impose ka dyan, ang mga taong to, hindi talaga sila magpa-participate, walang democratic process, it's because you are imposing. And hindi mo talaga sila mababago. No? Cannot realize yung hindi talaga ma-realize yung idea ng development kapag ikaw mismo as a social worker ang nagde-decision on their behalf. Next, balance felt need and objective needs of the community. So, ano bang distinction ng dalawang to? No? Example felt needs and objective needs. For example, sa research ko. So, yung mga IPs kasi, they might say na, ma'am, kailangan namin ng kailangan kasi namin ng mas maayos na daanan, public roads, kasi ma'am, nakakaapekto kasi siya sa kung paano kami nakaka-access sa RHU. Yun, mga healthcare services ng RHU. Kasi ma'am, masyadong malayo sa amin, yung daanan is lubak-lubak, makitid, delikado, yun ang ini-express nila. Yun yung sa tingin nila, felt need nila. But then again, objective need might also take place, no? However, what they truly need is siguro hindi lang talaga siya all about uh, yung public roads when it comes to their accessibility sa healthcare services ng RHU. But instead, yung health-seeking behavior siguro talaga nila, no? Kasi we might see it as a social worker in our perspective, in our lens. Uh, kasi meron tayong professional judgment Baka kasi yung public roads na yun, hindi pala talaga yun yung idea ng problema mo. Dito na pumapasok yung ano natin, yung pagiging professional natin, professional judgment natin, na public roads only affects their health-seeking behavior, but not yung access talaga nila sa healthcare services ng RHU. Nagets niyo ba yung point between the felt need and the objective need? Magkakaiba talaga siya. So, next, engage in consciousness raising instead of dole out. So, we think that problems often occur just to solve it immediately. Meron tayong mga short term, may mga long term, or what term do you call this one? However, yung impact kasi ng problem na yon, it might also address yung improvement ng quality of life, tutulungan yung mga community people how to develop local leadership, nag-i-encourage tayo ng mga tao na kailangan makilahok, maging participative, and to have more control of their lives. So, yun lang naman talaga siya. So, huwag talaga nating huwag talaga nating i-normalize yung idea na kapag etong mga taong 'to hindi nila alam kung anong nangyayari sa community nila, kung bakit may problema na ganito nag-e-exist, hayaan na lang natin sila kasi we will just be happy seeing them stupid, 'no? Wala silang alam. So, hindi gano'n yung idea ng CO natin, 'no? Hindi yan yung prinsipyo natin as a CO worker. Next, balance the benefits from immediate economic impacts of projects and long-term political development. Ganon. So, we think na, again, titingnan na lang natin na parang almost same lang talaga lahat ng explanation dyan, no? Sa lahat ng principles ng CO. And then, second to the last one is that, syempre, ito yung sinasabi natin na mag-identify tayo ng hello? Can you show ko dito for a while? Okay. Ayan. So, mag-identify tayo ng mga potential leaders sa isang community. So, yung pag-identify natin ng community leaders na to or yung magiging leaders natin sa isang community, kailangan yung maayos din yung ano niya, no? Yung status niya sa isang community. Yung parang hindi siya always lapitin ng issue, ganon. Kasi we believe that leaders naturally emerge, no? They do not need to be appointed. Naturally, nag-outstand talaga sila. And usually, leaders who have good intentions, sila talaga yung nag-encourage ng democratic participation. Sila talaga yung always nang hihikayat sa mga tao na, uy, sige, tara, mag-attend tayo. Oo, kasi mas mabuti yung mag-attend tayo kasi hindi. Para at least, tayong participation, di ba? They do not have to be greedy and manipulative. Hindi nila kailangan diktahan itong mga taong to sasabihin na, uy, ako naman ang leader. Sa akin kayo maniwala. Maniwala kayo sa akin kasi mas alam ko yung ginagawa ko. No? Para rin naman to sa atin. No. Sa pagpili natin ng potential leaders na yan sa isang community, nakikita yan talaga na nag-e-emerge lang yan siya naturally. Hindi na kailangan self-proclaim sasabihin na, ako ang pinakamagaling dito sa sityo namin. Ako ang naka-postdoctorate ako, yung mga anak ko, doktor sa abroad. Hindi kailangan ganun. I mean, yung characteristic naman ng isang leader is kailangan maging crucial tayo sa pagpili niyan. Okay? Okay? Ikaw as a social worker, sino ba talaga yung always mong lalapitan? Sino yung mga trusted? Ito is part of identifying potential leaders lang naman talaga. And lastly, yung subversiveness of CO which offers an alternative social order, ganun pa rin. Almost same pa rin doon sa mga explanation natin kanina, no? Sa CO kasi, i-challenge unjust system. Doon pa rin, yung mga educated, yung mga uneducated, yung mga oppressed, ang oppressors, yung mga nagcha-challenge, at saka yung mga taong nafe-feel nila na threatened sila, ganun pa rin siya. So, something na almost same pa rin yung pag-e-explain natin dyan. Now, Proceed tayo kay Apuan, no? Sinasabi niya na merong principles that should guide community organizers. Tayo daw, as a social worker, ano yung mga prinsipyo dapat natin? So, number one, it involves in consciousness raising through experiential learning. So, learning by doing, yun lang talaga. And people don't become aware just by listening dun sa mga lectures mo, dun sa mga pa-seminars mo, kasi that will not be enough. No? Sige, meron ka ng mga lectures, meron ka ng mga pa-explain dyan. Pero, dun sa ine-explain mo, do you think na-retain talaga yan sa mga taong yan? Naintindihan ka ba talaga nila? Kasi baka kasi puro ka nag-i-English dyan. You do not also consider na anong lengguwahe ang mga taong to, anong lengguwahe ang meron sila para mas madali kanilang maintindihan at mas makaka-relate sila sa iyo. So, yun yung mga ano natin, yun yung mga considerations natin, no? They become aware by doing, they become aware by reflecting, and syempre marirealize nila yung mga bagay-bagay sa sarili nila. Mapasok na dito yung conscientization, again and again, consciousness raising through experiential learning. No? Conscientization is achieved through practice. Community organizing therefore emphasizes learning that emerges from concrete action. So, kapag naka-experience ng problem, magre-reflect tayo kung bakit ito nag-i-exist. And then, they will feel motivated para mag-act, para gumalaw, para may actions. Yun lang naman. 'Di ba? Next, we have here, CO is participatory and mass-based. It involves the whole community. No? Hindi lang siya iilang tao. It is participatory. It is collective decision made by community people, action planned by the community people, and implemented, tsaka sustained talaga siya ng community people. Okay? Participatory and mass-based. Lastly, sinasabi natin dito na dapat democratic leadership. Dapat meron talaga yan. It is group-centered and not leader-centered. Again, maganda nga na meron tayong leader but hindi all the time kailangan na lahat ng desisyon, lahat ng gusto niya masusunod. No? Group-centered. Ano ba ang gusto ng majority? Leadership is not collective at all. Hindi mo naman kailangan magpaka-hero na para magkaroon ng praise na sasabihin na, oo, kasi galing niya talaga, kasi siya nagkaroon ng idea na ganito. Hindi. It is not someone who speaks well, no? Hindi lang siya magaling magsalita or sino ang pinaka-popular sa community, no? Tapos, pagdating na merong conflict sa isang community, nag-aaway na, nagsisisihan na kasi hindi maayos, hindi organized, umalis yung leader, no? No presence at all. Hindi na siya nagpakita, bigla siya naging ghost, no? Ibig sabihin, yung problema, hindi siya na-resolve. Yung dispute, yung tension, andun pa rin. 'Di ba? So, democratic leadership, group-centered talaga dapat siya. Leaders are accountable to the people at all times. Next, proceed tayo dito sa tenets ng CO, no? Community activities. Number one, go to the people, live among the people. So, anong ibig sabihin yan? So, by understanding the lives of these community people, we must also integrate with them. We must live among them. And yung experiences nila kasi, it will teach us the value of humility. No? Mas nakahumble tayo eh. Mas naiintindihan natin, we are going to have a concrete experience of uh, the community, kung ano ba talaga yung meron sila once na nakapag-immerse tayo. You have to go to the people. You have to live among them. No? Ano bang meron sila? Ano ba yung mga experiences na meron sila? Kailangan maintindihan natin yan. Kailangan ma-experience natin yan. Huh? Now, next, learn, plan, and work with the people. When you gradually understand them, no? Pag dahan mo silang naintindihan, you work with them. You will realize their living situations. You will realize their living conditions. Remember ha, na kailangan nating i-respect kung paano sila namumuhay. I-practice natin yung mga customs nila, yung ways of living nila. Ah, it's only one of the ways na kailangan talaga natin gawin para mas maintindihan natin yung isang community, no? You have to live with them. Yun lang talaga. Next, start with and build on what people know. Ito, yung idea na ganito is, hindi mo kailangan na mag-implement, let's say for example ha, ah, karamihan ng community people is that farmers sila. Bakit natin sila tuturuan paano maghuli ng isda or paano magpanday, no? Bakit kailangan natin silang ipasok sa mga skills training na pagwe-welding? Kung ang pinaka ano lang naman talaga nila, meron na sila eh. I-build na lang talaga natin kung ano yung alam nila. Ma'am, kailangan lang ba talaga mag-settle tayo sa ano na yan? Sa idea na kay porket farmers lang sila, farming lang ang alam nila, ma'am. Gusto ko kasi ipasok sila sa dapat may iba't ibang skills. Oo, yung idea na yun is maganda. But then again, kapag ba pumasok ka sa isang community, kailangan mo ba talagang i-introduce agad sa kanila yung idea ng new skills? 'Di ba hindi? It will only make you feel na parang nagdedesisyon ka on their behalf. Eh, syempre hindi, di ba? You have to ask them what they know. Yung alam nila, syempre, ide-develop na lang natin yon. We have to shift our perspective. We do not ask kung ano yung hindi nila alam because our goal here is to develop their knowledge. Our goal here is to develop their skills. Okay? Okay? Gets yung explanation natin dyan? Next, teach by showing and learn by doing. And siguro dito, the only way for them, no, to become empowered is to have them take control of their decisions, the full control of their decisions, no? Kung ano ba talaga ang gusto nila. They will learn by their mistakes, they will learn with their success. Yun lang naman. Hayaan mo sila na matuto. Teach by showing and learn by doing, no? I-emphasize talaga natin dyan na yung idea na yung social workers, andyan lang, mag-guide lang tayo sa paggawa nila ng decision. Pero hindi kailangan mag-impose. Let them do what they want. Ma'am, paano kapag yung gusto nila is mapapanganib sila, eh hindi naman pala yun safe. So, dyan din pumapasok yung pagiging professional natin. Professional judgment natin, no? Alangan naman, ikaw as a social worker, alam mo naman pala na magiging delikado. Eh, hinayaan mo pa sila. So, hindi ka effective niyan. So, ano yung, asan yung isinumpa mo na ethics? 'Di ba? So, wala pa rin. Kailangan mo ring iparealize sa kanila na, I think, siguro po, mga ma'am and sir, ito yung mas magandang gawin. Kasi sa tingin po natin, baka po mapanganib, baka kasi ma-compromise yung safety ninyo. Yun lang. But the question is, when should we intervene? Kailan ba dapat? No? Kapag yung safety ng mga taong yun, mako-compromise. Yun lang. It is only natural to make mistakes, di ba? Especially kapag yung mga community people, eager talaga sila na eto yung mga activities namin, ma'am. Ito yung interventions na gusto namin, ma'am. So, if they commit a mistake, if they make a mistake, I think it's time to reassess kung ano yung plan nila, no? What went wrong, ano yung mga kailangan ayusin, and dapat walang kailangang sisihin. No blaming should be done. Kasi again, andun ka para i-guide sila. Okay? Second to the last, not piecemeal but an integrated approach. So, tinitingnan natin na yung CO daw, it is not only a responsibility of one or two person. no? Hindi lang ibig sabihin tayo sa classroom, we see our community na isang community tayo, hindi lang pwede na ako lang yung may responsibility sa inyo. But you also have this responsibility in me na kailangan yung mag-comply ng ganito, kailangan nating sumunod sa mga batas na kung ano yung mga na-impose ko, ganun pa rin siya. So, hindi ko lang siya responsibility. Responsibility siya ng lahat, no? Collective responsibility of the community people, tayo. No? So, when we work together, when we work with others, ibig sabihin, success siya. Then, lastly, not relief, but release. Ibig sabihin yan. So, in CO kasi, no, once na-change natin yung unjust system, yung community people kasi, they will feel the sense of freedom, no? They can be more empowered. Yun lang naman yung idea ng not relief but release. Yun lang talaga siya. So, I think ito yung kailangan nating pag-aralan, and then we will going to discuss this part until the end on another or separate video.